Hi guys. So the first thing in just a couple of weeks, let me grab my syllabus here. Um, so you have a reflection paper that's due today again. Remember, I had pushed one back. I have graded those for everyone. I think I put comments on everyone's paper so that you get a better sense of where I'm coming from with those. And then your third reflection paper is due today, the 14th. Your final paper topic, so this is out of all your reflection papers, this is the one topic that you want to research and write and become the authority on, of which you will do your annotated webliography and on which you will do your presentation to me at a later date toward the end of the semester as well. So with that in mind, you now have, most of you have a good handle on how to do the reflection paper. The final paper topic is just you indicating what your final topic will be. But I thought it would be good because your annotated webliography is due in about a month. Today is the 14th and your annotated webliography is due on the 18th. So it's in about a month. So for those of you keeping track, we are about halfway through the semester now, which is, wow, time is flying. So I thought it would, I gave you, I posted something on how to do an annotated webliography, some information on how to do that. But I also thought it would be helpful if I shared with you an example of annotated webliography. So here you can see my example of an annotated webliography. So in this instance, oh goodness, hold on just a second. I don't want to be sharing that screen. Click out of that. Okay, let me go back to this one. I hope that's the one that you're seeing right now. So my topic for this paper, God. All right, guys, I want to put you on pause for just a second. And let me get this where I want it to be. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, now I've got this set up the way I wanted it to look here. So here we go. Okay, so this is how I want you to submit your annotated webliography, okay? So let me explain the, let me explain how this works here and what the elements of this are. You don't have to put annotated webliography. I will know what it is that you're submitting, okay? So that's fine. But I would like you to tell me your topic. So this is on the topic on which you are writing, so that it's clear, your topic. I'd like you to formulate a thesis. Your thesis, this doesn't have to be the final example of, this doesn't have to be your final thesis. You can change this. But this is just the theory with which you're beginning to work. This is just the thing with which you are beginning to do your research. Your annotated webliography is coming on November 18th. Your final paper is due about three weeks after that. So I'm well aware that as you finalize your paper, your thesis might change. But I'd like to know that you're formulating a thesis. And that helps me look at your sources so that I know that you're actually on the right track. Now, here's the other thing. I'm just looking here, your annotated webliography, how many sources? I want to think it's 10 to 12 sources. 8 to 12 sources. So it's 8 to 12 sources. All right, so your annotated webliography, you will have, let's just say you have 3, and I want to do the ellipses here. All right, so no, that's what I wanted. All right. And then we're going to skip down here. We're going to say that this one is number 10. All right, all of these have been .org, .edu, .gov. So all of these have been those type of sources, okay? And I realize here that I've got one that's a .net here, but it comes from this reputable source here. It's only when you get to number 10 that you can begin to put .coms, okay? So you really should focus on your .org, .edu, and .gov to begin with. So your first 10, first 10 should be from those sources. Once you get to about number 11, 12, and if you want to add more, you're welcome to put as many sources as you want to in here. Those can come from .coms and .net. Sorry, I do have a .net in here, but I just wanted to give you examples of how to do this. And so I'm showing you here my thesis: patients facing unavoidable suffering and or lasting physical debilitation should not only be allowed to die, but they should have physician assistance when they want to die. What I'm trying to say in my paper is very clear there, right? You understand what I am believing, what I'm driving at. And then this is how you will do the annotated webliography. So you'll give me the URL. So literally, I mean, you were just watching here, right? If I click on that, it will literally take me to that website. Here, another URL. So each one of these is a URL, .org, .edu, .gov, until you get down toward the end, and you can begin your .coms. If you had 3 or 4 .coms out of 12, that's fine. I'm not going to count off significantly, but I really do want you to focus on your .org, .edu, and .gov sites. And then, so I've given you an example of the URL here. And then I've explained what I found in this site. This site is a personalized posthumous tribute to Dax Cowart, summarizing his story in these words. And then I'm giving a quote from the text here. You see, this is a quote. It just happens to show up in blue here. And then I go back to my own words. He concludes with a snapshot of how compassionate and human Dax remained as he advocated for aid in dying causes. This would help me. So I've summarized the article, what I've read here. I've even given a quote from it. And now I'm going to say, this would help me humanize Dax by showing he had friends who understood his plight. All right, now the next source. This one is from a .org, Journal of Medical Ethics, AMA, and it's a .org. Now here I'm not going to give a quote, but it's about the same topic. It's about Dax. The article from the AMA Journal contrasts Dax Cowart's case with that of Andrea Rubin. While Dax wanted to die, Andrea wanted to live and had a vastly different approach than Dax. This could serve as a counter argument to my thesis that people should be allowed to die and even aided in dying. So I'm anticipating a counter argument to my argument here. Now I'm going to do that. You see how simple that is? I'm going to do that, 12 times. And that's my annotated webliography. That's all it is. So that if I want to see what it is that you're um, um, writing about, I can go to this AMA Journal of Ethics. Okay, here's an abstract about it. All right. All right, looking at this, 49-year-old health insurance sales rep, Andrea Rubin. All right, so I can read about this and I can say, yeah, all right, they're following along. They read this article, so they've summarized it in a few words and even put a quote out there to summarize what it was all about. Okay, so that's essentially what I'm looking for in your annotated webliography. It's not difficult. It's not hard. That's why I said, if you do one source each night, do 2 a week, especially with a month to go. If you do 2 a week, 3 a week, you'll have this done without any sweat at all, as long as you know what your topic is and you're already making, have your thesis in mind. All right, so with that, guys, I'm gonna get on to the lecture, but first, this is gonna be up, so that I'm doing this a couple of days in advance, sorry. So I'm gonna get on to the lecture now, so you can watch the rest of that.